This week brings the energy. We have another planet entering Aries, Mars is activated, and it moves into a new sign. It's time to get moving. Welcome back to the Hello Fluid Collective podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I love all things astrology and connecting it to business and really just tapping into the astrology above so that we can flow and ebb. Please make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter, my email newsletter. You can find the link to do so in the description below. That's where you can find my month ahead horoscope. Sometimes I do one other email per month, just kind of talking about what I'm going through personally and how it relates to the astrology. Just kind of gives a more tangible way that you could tap into the astrology that's happening. I also have some new things coming out later this year, so you could be the first to know. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. We are talking about the astrology for the week of April 14th through April 20th. 420. There's lots of energy this week, okay? So if you got things to get done, this is the week to do it. There's a lot of energy in April that allows us to do it, but it really starts to pick up this week. We had a hot and heavy full moon at the end of last week. We're probably still feeling that a little bit, but this energy helps us move through it and get back to our bearings. With all the retrogrades now moving forward, Mars is in a new sign, Neptune is in a new sign. It's really a completely fresh energy, so this is the week to figure out what we're going to do with it. All right, let's dive in. The first day that we have an exact transit is Tuesday, April 15th, and that is Mercury entering Aries. Finally, it's out of Pisces. When it's in Pisces, it's a little foggy. It's bringing some confusion into the way we're talking and thinking. And when it moves into Aries, it's a lot more fast-paced. Aries is bold, it's confident, it's do it now, think about it later, which can really give us the courage to move forward with things that we tend to overthink. But on the flip side, it can have us acting a bit impulsively and just acting on our thoughts right away. So it's great if you need to make more rapid decisions or have more confidence in the decisions you're making. But if you're somebody that's already rather impulsive, then you may want to have some practices in place to help you think through those decisions before you just act on them right away. This can also bring a lot more direct communication. So if you need to say something to somebody that you kind of tend to skirt around, this would be a good energy to do it under. Mercury is here through May 10th. As for business owners, this is a really great energy for creating content that is revolved around explaining your business or promoting yourself, because Aries is really about yourself, your identity, and so this can help you create things, communications, content, social media about those things. Maybe you're redoing your About Us, About Me page. Maybe you're investing in creating a promotion video. This is a great time for that. Mars moving into Leo doubles down on that, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Next up is Wednesday, April 16th, and we have Mercury forming a conjunction with Neptune. Yes, Mercury is direct. Yes, Mercury has moved into Aries, but we get a day of fogginess returning to us with Mercury conjunct Neptune. Last time they connected, it was in Pisces, so it was like super brain fog. This is in Aries and Mercury's direct, so it's like a little less brain fog. But don't be surprised if there's miscommunications, misunderstandings, or your brain just isn't working. Mercury transits go by pretty quickly in about a day or so don't worry about it. If you want, you can channel this into a more creative project. If you're a creative writer or creating content, where you can just kind of tap into your spirituality, tap into your muses. This is a good energy for that. And on that note, for business owners, I would recommend carving out an hour or two to work on a project, a creative project that you don't really give enough time to. Maybe you want to design something new. Maybe you want to start a podcast and you don't even know what you would talk about. Just grab a mic, record yourself for an hour, grab your phone, see what happens. Just kind of free flow, let things come out, have little to no expectations for what's going to happen, which really allows you to loosen the boundaries and kind of just let things flow in. Just see what happens. You might be pleasantly surprised. Next is Thursday, April 17th, and we have Mars moving into the sign of Leo. This is a big relief because Mars rules our physical energy, our desires, the way we take action, and our motivation and the way we assert ourselves. Mars has been retrograding since December 6th, which really slows it down and weakens its energy. And it's been in Cancer since January 6th, which is another layer of slowing down and weakening the Mars energy. Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer, so it's like, you know what, I don't want to be here. It's like that grumpy teenager that's like at the parent party and just wants to go home. That's the energy of Mars in Cancer. So we have to put in a lot of extra work in terms of all things motivation, desires, physical energy. So if you've been feeling just freaking tired, I mean, who the hell isn't? But if you've been feeling especially tired, especially in your body or really detached from your motivations, Mars moving into Leo may really help with that. Granted, Mars station direct at the end of March. It's still in its shadow until about mid-May. But Mars moving into Leo is going to add a lot more fiery energy into the way we assert ourselves. So Leo is all about playfulness, creativeness, making bold moves. It's also about worthiness and your worthiness. A lot of people say it's about your worthiness to stand in the spotlight. What makes you stand out? So it can bring a lot of confidence into the way we're taking actions. We can start to go after things that are more aligned with who we are and our identity. It may also bring some attention to your creative projects or the things that you do for fun. Perfect for summer. I love that. Wait, just kidding. It's only here through June, mid-June. Perfect for spring. I love that. Yes, Leo is about our creative pursuits, the things that we like to make. And with Mars there, that's going to bring a lot of action. This is also a dose of baby making energy. I'm just saying. So yes, Mars will be here until June 17th. So soak up that fiery energy. We've been a little bit slow coming into this year. So now with all these forward moving planets, new fresh energy, this is another layer of that freshness. Granted, like I said, it's still in its shadow phase, so it's not totally fresh. We were here back in November, so it's kind of more of a returning to, but with a whole new perspective because we have reviewed things with the retrograde, and now we're applying what we've reassessed. As for business owners, this is a great energy to make big strides on projects that may have been lingering around for a while, or if you want to start a new project, this is just a more fast-paced energy to be getting things done under. It's also great for promoting yourself with confidence, like I had said earlier. Leo loves to shine. Next up is Saturday, April 19th, and there's 2 transits. The first one is the Sun moving into Taurus. Happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there. Taurus season is all about getting comfortable, stable, tapping into the more luxurious things, really moving into our senses, and also getting focused. Taurus is a fixed sign, which means that it's in the middle stages. Aries is starting something new. Taurus is all about, okay, we're growing. The little seedlings have been planted, they sprouted, now they're growing into full-blown plants. So think back to whatever seeds you may have started to plant in the past month and look into how you can give more focus into those things, water them so that they can grow nice and strong. Also, lean into your comforts, lean into cooking, lean into enjoying delicious foods, listening to good music, and really prioritizing the things that make you feel good and understanding why they make you feel good and valuing that. Taurus season is about honoring the things that bring us joy. It's also an earth sign, so reconnecting with nature is always lovely if you like doing it, which I think as a human, that's something that would be very beneficial if you connected with nature a little bit. Just see what happens. As for business owners, I would use this next month to really dive into what's working for your business. Like, pick one or two things and see how you can give that one or two things more energy, more time, more investment, and really focus on that and see what happens and see if it can grow your business that much more. Pick what's working and stick with it. Later on that day, we have Mars forming a trine to Neptune. Now, we have had this transit 3 times because of the retrograde. This is the third and final time. Mars is direct, so it's kind of about closing up this cycle in regards to things about compassionate action. It's a supportive transit that can help us be more intuitive in the way that we are making decisions about the things that we're doing. It can bring more intuition into our motivations. It can have us acting a bit more creatively and finding different solutions. I will note that this can have us feeling a bit lethargic, but that's not always a bad thing. Instead, we can use it as a moment to rest and maybe lean into the mindfulness, lean into the spaciousness, because that's where new things can come to us. Next up is Sunday, April 20th, and we have 2 transits. The first one is Venus forming a sextile to Uranus. Again, this is another transit that we have felt twice before, so this is a closing of a cycle kind of transit. We have a few of those this week, the one I just mentioned, and the next one. So wrapping things up. And with this one, it's a supportive transit that brings excitement and unexpectedness in a welcomed way into our relationships, into the things that we value, and into our finances. So maybe it's meeting someone new on the street or at a party, or something fun and spontaneous comes up in your committed relationships. That's fun. Or maybe a new opportunity comes up for you to make some money, or an unexpected deposit. Hell yes. Either way, sextiles do require a bit of putting yourself out there because things are generally going pretty easy, so it's easy to miss the energy of this transit. So if you can meet it halfway by opening yourself up to new opportunities, new ways to experience yourself, then that will make it easier for those things to flow to you. All in all, it's about understanding how and what we value in a new perspective. As for business owners, be willing to try new things or go to new places, or, like I mentioned, just put yourself in different situations, because you might meet a new business partner or someone to collaborate with, or have that new opportunity for income. The final transit happening for the week is also on Sunday, and it's Mercury forming a sextile to Pluto. Again, third and final connection of these planets because of Mercury's retrograde, so it's a finishing out energy, and it's a supportive energy, and it's one that allows us to have deep conversations. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of you that have been having this little back and forth between people, especially throughout these 3 touchdowns, of conversations that really help you progress forward and bring transformative change. This last one can kind of maybe wrap things up and bring you and that person to the next step. This is also a transit that can bring deep, intense mental focus and clarity. So if you have something that you need to dive deep on, analytics, data, analyzing things, Pluto loves to analyze, and the mind, and Mercury is the mind, so that brings that ability to focus. This is a great energy to do that under. When Mercury was retrograding and made this connection, which was just last week, by the way, I spoke more about using it to tap into your subconscious to uncover some patterns that may be leaking into your thought patterns and forming the way you conceptualize things. This would be a good energy. Continue to still do that, but since we're out of the retrograde, instead of it being more internalized, it's about taking what we've learned about those subconscious patterns and applying them outwardly. So how can we start practicing those changes, if we made any? All right, my beautiful people, that's it for this week. Pretty supportive week. I'm excited for this week and for the rest of April. I'm pretty much always excited because I'm annoyingly optimistic. I know, I'm sorry. And I'm also very comfortable with big changes. Okay? I got Pluto in the first house. Let's go. Intense transformation all the time. And I'm a Scorpio rising. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful week. And as always, if you want daily reminders of the transits that are happening, come follow me on Instagram. I have the graphics that I post every Sunday, and then I post those graphics to my story so you can see what's going on that day. Okay? I love you. Have a beautiful week. And until next time, stay hella fluid, y'all.